Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat, and today we are going to try and finish off the Summerslam BCE event, Drew McIntyre. Aye, that's right, we're going to try and take down the big man and actually get that Drew McIntyre for ourselves. Okay, so in honour of the big Drew, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a Scottish accent. Actually, I'm not going to keep that up. I don't think I could have if I wanted to. But we are going to buy some bows, and we are going to try and finish this off. I'm using a singular weak card here, that you can see, and we're mainly up and down arrows. So let's do this one. So the singular weak card is just to give us mildly weaker opponents. However, our deck is entirely Summerslam BCE Pros, so hopefully we shouldn't have too much of a problem. I haven't had any problems thus far, so I'm hoping it stays that way. Okay, we're doing well there. Let's put this here, shall we? Ah, dang it. Well, now we can't get that Vader. Well, there goes the chance of getting a perfect game. We can still do this, and we can win 8-1 with, of course, our Logan Paul. And you can see there that I'm using Drew McIntyre as my profile picture as well. I think that's probably going to be the image we're going to use because it's one of the coolest images. There we go, we are now at 20 of the shards. So only 16 left to get. Only 15 left to get now. If this keeps up, we could be making some amazing progress. And we will dust all of that. We don't need any of those. And we're just going to keep playing. And we're against Savage, the $1 Million Man is his little thing. The own $1 Million Man image is fantastic. It's a great look for the $1 Million title, which has always been one of my favourite little titles. Okay, well, we've got the big Pat McAfee here, so we want to put something over to the left. And we just need to decide if we want it up or down, and I think we're going to put in Chad Gable. Okay, that didn't help us very much. So we don't want to go using our only left, only right, or only down arrows, so we'll use one of the two up arrows. And see what the opponent wants to do after that. Okay, that is fine. It's now remarkably less fine. So, this is the only one that can take over that card. Now, in order to get a perfect game, we're going to have to rely on the computer defeating one of its own cards. And it's no longer possible to get a perfect game, because we can't get rid of... we don't have two left arrows. We only have the one. But there is our glorious Pat McAfee beating up the $1 Million Man. And there's no point in wasting any time. There we go, we are 7-2. So we have 11 pieces left to try. Oh, there we go. So, with 22 shards found, 14 pieces remaining. Nope. As long as we're getting one shard at a time at this point, then I think that's going to make this relatively quick. I hope. Okay, so we've got two down arrows, well, two up arrows, left, right, and we've got that useless down arrow. So I think we're going to go top left, because nothing's been that Pat McAfee. He is an undefeatable card. Okay, so we can take out Savage with our Jimmy Uso. I think it's cool that Jimmy and Jey Uso have separate finishers. Like you saw Jimmy's one where he jumps over the top rope. Jey Uso's is he throws him into the corner and does the running hip attack. Same kind of idea that Rikishi used to do. Of course, Rikishi is the father of the Usos. And it's not possible for us to get a perfect game any longer because we needed 2 up arrows. It's almost like the computer does it deliberately sometimes. I think I'm just going to use the Stone Cold here, just to save time. We don't need to watch the Kane beating up Edge. It would still give us the same number of picks. Okay, so it's down here then, somewhere. There we go. Okay, 13 pieces remaining. Okay, swing and a miss. But we got 1 piece. A 1 piece. Apparently this guy's called my name. That's weird. Pretty sure my name is my name, but okay. 3 up arrows, down arrow, left and right. So we're going to go for up arrow and we're going to put Butch up here. Let's go with Jimmy Uso. So we've got an up, down, left and right. We've got everything to work with. Have the Usos ever had a match with or against Rikishi? I'm not sure. I feel like there's been segments where Rikishi's done stuff with the Usos, but I don't think they've ever had a proper actual match. Okay, we're going to have to do this here, and we're going to have to... we now have to rely on the opponent putting something down here so that we can use our down arrow. So the opponent has to put a card here. Down. We almost got it. Very close. I hate when it's all together down here. One more? Can we get a pick? Yes! We got 1 pick right there, right at the very end. Currently have 3 days and 14 hours left, so I think we're in good way of getting the heroic Drew McIntyre. That is of course what we're going to be going for. Okay, 4 up arrows, so Butch will go here. Okay. I'm going to use Pat McAfee here, so that we've got 3 ups and a down arrow, which there's only 6 spaces remaining. So, up and down arrows should all be active. Yep, okay, there's up arrow number 1, so let's put Jimmy Uso in there. Because Triple H and Logan Paul are quite a bit stronger. So if the opponent throws out a pro Summerslam BCE, then we should be able to beat it as well. Now we have to rely on Illinois Dragunov winning, which he didn't, which means we cannot get a perfect game. So the rest of this doesn't really matter. Because whether you win 5-4 or whether you win 8-1, it gives you the same number of shards. So no point in wasting everyone's time with additional attacks. Okay, so we have 6 remaining. Okay, there's only 2 left to go. Okay, so we have 26 shards. And we're just going to buy another 100 of these. And I think within these 5 games, we should be able to fully finish off Drew McIntyre. So let's put Chad Gable up here. We've got 2 up arrows, 2 down arrows, 1 left and 1 right. Yeah, and Chad won his match, which is good. So let's put yeah, let's put Kane over here. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Well, we can still win, we just wouldn't get the perfect win, of course. Guess that doesn't matter, but might as well do it anyway. Just to absolutely guarantee the win. Oh, we lost. No, just barely. And it doesn't matter, we still win anyway. Because 5-4 is still a win. Okay, we have 8 pieces remaining, and we have 8 picks. So that means that we should be guaranteed to get a shard here. It would be nice if we didn't have to waste all of them. There we go. So we have 9 pieces remaining. We have 3 picks. We need to start getting multiple shards at some point, if we were to try and do this in 5. On the plus side, that gives us the exclusive draft pick. So which one should we go for? We have quite a few. Let's try the upper right corner. We've got a Brawn Breaker that we do not need, so we're going to dust him. Okay, so we have 4 games left. I think this will be enough to finish it. Two down, 2 up, left and right. So, do this. Okay, this is the Ultimate Warrior. Oh! And Chad Gable with the Grand Amplitude, defeating Ultimate Warrior. So, what should we do now? I'm going to put Kane up here. Okay. So let's guarantee the victory with Logan Paul here. Because if we use Pat McAfee, then we'd have this whole line here that just wouldn't work. I think Kane should be able to do that with no problems. So we're going to put Pat McAfee down here. And then we both have an up and down arrow. So we should be able to win. And that should be a perfect game. And even with the rematch, Nathan still managed to win. Okay, so perfect game gives us 10 picks. We have 6 picks remaining. Okay, we have 8 picks remaining. We have 8 pieces. So, potentially we could finish it right here if we get incredibly lucky. Oh my goodness. Ah, damn. That would have been pretty cool if we just got 8 in a row. But no, it was not to be. In fact, actually, it could very well be the very last one. It wasn't. It was the second last one. We have 1 remaining, and there's only 5 pieces left. So we could very well get this in the very, very... Why is that 1870? That seems like a lot. Oh, it's just because of the Tony D'Angelo and the Von Wagner. It must be. It just seems like 1870 is a lot more than what it should be, but okay, cool. No, it does, works out. The gun show. This might be the winning match to give us our glorious and very, very Scottish Drew McIntyre or Andrew Galloway, if you want his actual name. I mean, Drew is just short for Andrew. Let's go down. Let's get rid of this Jimmy Uso and we'll rely on the left and right arrows. And of course, good old Stone Cold. No, definitely lose that game. Absolutely lose that game, 100%. Okay, so Pat McAfee, you can take care of Kofi. That is Kofi, right? Yeah. Yeah, the sun just got in my eyes there and I couldn't really see the image. For anyone that was wondering, I can definitely tell who Kofi Kingston is. Under normal circumstances, when there isn't the rays of the sun being shined directly into my eyes. Okay, so this is us. We have 8 picks to get 5 shards. Oh my goodness, the very last one. So we now have 4 picks to get 4 shards. Well, we have a 25% chance, so let's try this one. Whoa. So now we have 3 picks to get 3 shards. Let's try the bottom one. Ah, it wasn't. I thought these 2 were going to be the last ones. Oh my goodness. It's the very last one that we picked. So there we go, we dust those off. And we should guarantee it in the next game. I think even if we lose the next game, we're still guaranteed to get our Drew McIntyre. So 3 down arrows, 1 up arrow, and 1 right arrow. Let's go here. Chad Gable beating Kevin Owens, the prize fighter. It's very, very nice to see him back as the prize fighter once again. I'm going to put Kane up here. I'm going to rely on the up and down arrows to win the rest of this. Chad Gable against Braun Breaker, the NXT champion. Chad Gable wins once again. Very cool. So let's put Nathan down here. Okay, he's going up against Jey Uso. Nathan won. We could get a perfect game here. Okay, I'm going to do a very, very risky move. I'm going to assume that the opponent has no left arrows. We're going to put Damian Priest up here. So we've got an up and down arrow. Ah, they had another left arrow. Dang it. That was a risky move. Because if they didn't have a left arrow, then whatever place they put in, we'd have definitely won because we've still got our super move down here as well. So let's just get the victory to finish this off. There we go, Pete Dunne beating the Ultimate Warrior, Butch from, was it the Fight Night? Is that what Sheamus, Butch and, what is the third one? Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland. I knew what he looked like, I couldn't remember his name. And we got the very, very first one. So this is absolutely it. I'm going to take a little screenshot there. So we've got our Drew McIntyre for the thumbnail. That is absolutely perfect. To get a Drew McIntyre for our Drew McIntyre. Oh, I'm going to screenshot that one as well. So I've got a choice. I've got different options. And there we go. So absolutely lock that down and we can dust off the Seth freaking Rollins and the Drew McIntyre, which we do not need. And there we go. We are into the heroic ring domination. And we still have one match left to play, so we will do that as well. But first of all, let us go and train up our glorious, glorious Drew McIntyre. We've also got a pro Drew Gulak. Oh my goodness, lost the ability to speak. Trainable. So let's see. That's actually, it's a really cool image. Any of the image of McIntyre with Claymore I think is pretty cool. That one looks really nice as well. The other one is the Maelstrom, which he is still holding it just there. It's a much more subtle sword, that one. This one, of course, he's got it kind of over the shoulder. They're all pretty cool, actually. You know, I kind of prefer the lighting on that image than this one, because this is meant for a kind of darker card. There, of course, is the chosen one. Get on your knees, Teddy. Just try out some other images. Oh, this is... I always really like that image. I thought that was a really, really cool one. That was back when McIntyre was evil, when he was hanging around with Dolph Ziggler, I believe. This was him when he was NXT champion. When he first made his return back to the company. Got a whole bunch of images for McIntyre. Don't know what one's best. Like that one, it looks cool, but it's just a little bit dark, whereas that looks really good. I think I'm going to stick with that. Let's train him up to level 100. Let's see, do we have anything unlocked? Yeah, we don't need this Dragon. In fact, let's get rid of Wendy Chu first. We do not need her. And we'll throw in Ilya Dragunov as well. Puts him up to level 98. So let's use a non-plus. That is enough to get him up to level 100. And there we go. So, Drew McIntyre, without the Heroic on him, with 0 matches, has 43 million across the board. Of course, power and charisma being his strongest ones. Power, of course, being the strongest at 43.79. The charisma next at 43.55. Then it's toughness at 43.41. And then the weakest is speed, which is 43.28. So, whereabouts does our Drew McIntyre sit currently? Okay, so he's here, so he is just a little bit stronger than our Pro Hurricane, but a little bit weaker than our Ronin Edge. That was from the... was it Last Man Standing, I think, for that Edge? It was either Last Man Standing or it was Codebreaker. Or it was... no, it wasn't. That was the one where you could get either Edge or Finn Balor, so that must have been the COC, the Clash of Champions. Yeah. I also think if we were to give Drew an item, then it would make him a little bit stronger. So Chad Gable's got 22 matches, 36. We're still training up these cards as well, which is why they're in there. Triple H is a little bit closer. So if we remove this from Triple H, and then we give it to Drew McIntyre, what does that do? Almost nothing. Drew McIntyre didn't even move. Okay, we're just going to give that back to Triple H then. Never mind. Okay, let's look at our deck then. So that is what is going to decide. Oh, it looks like we've got enough to play 2 more games. So we have 3 down arrows and 4 up arrows, 1 left and 1 right arrow. I mean, I'm not including this as a down arrow. The only down arrows I'm thinking of are these 3, Stone Cold, Chad Gable and Nathan Fraser. So we want to get a Drew McIntyre in here. We don't really need Drew McIntyre in here because we're not going to need the 2 of them at 100 matches until we actually pro the double heroic, which is going to be after Road to Glory. So maybe we'll just leave that for just now. But one thing that I will change is I'm going to change this. I'm going to upgrade that to the Drew McIntyre card and set that as the new champ. which is always very, very nice. I do like when Drew McIntyre gets stuff. It's nice to see him back in the limelight once again, because he has been away from it for a little while. I didn't really like the stuff that he'd been doing, the stuff at Mania where he was fighting against Happy Corbin and against Riddick Moss, or Madcap Moss, as he's called now. And then after that, he went into a feud with Sheamus, and like it started off fine, but it went on for so long. The same match over and over and over and over again. So getting to see Drew McIntyre against Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle is going to be very, very cool. I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to be the one to end Roman Reigns' massive title reign, but it is good to see him up there in the limelight. Although if Drew McIntyre did and he wins the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, the UWU Championship, then I think that would be very, very cool for Drew McIntyre to be the one to get that push. I could certainly see WWE having him in the company, as the main guy. But a few things put me off, because Drew McIntyre currently has a bit of a back injury. I think he's just going to try and work until Clash at the Castle. I don't think he's going to try and work beyond that. I don't see that happening. So I think maybe they're going to do a storyline where, McIntyre gets injured by, the Usos and Roman Reigns. Maybe do something like that. That's what I'm predicting, at least. I'm going to put Kane here, so we've got 2 up and down segments. Can Brock win that? Yes. Okay, then we are going to put an up arrow in here. So you have both an up and a down arrow. And that gives us a perfect game. My predictions for what's going to happen is I could see Seth Rollins challenging Roman Reigns for only one of the belts, the WWE Championship, not the Universal Championship. So that they've got 2 belts, one for each show, once again. And the reason why I think that Seth would take the WWE Championship is, one, so that, if they do have The Rock at WrestleMania, then... Oh, that is Dominic Mysterio. So the Ronin card is Dominic Mysterio. So there we go. The Heroic Ronin card. Oh, we reached the maximum number of cards. Okay, well, we can just all of those. We don't need any of those cards. So I think Seth Rollins could take the WWE Championship, because I think if The Rock is going to come back and beat Roman Reigns, then it would be to end, the massive, massive reign of his Universal Championship, because he's been Universal Champion since he beat both Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt in a triple threat match, neither of which are currently in the company. So he's been Universal Champion for a long, long time. The WWE Championship, he hasn't held it for that long. It was only the unification match that he got it in. So the reason why I think Seth Rollins could win the WWE Championship is so that when Cody makes his return, Cody can come back, win the Royal Rumble, and then he can actually challenge Seth Rollins, who was the guy that technically injured him in the Hell in a Cell and put him out. And then you can have Cody Rhodes win the WWE Championship for his father, Dusty Rhodes, which is the storyline that they're trying to go for. So I think that would be a cool way to wrap everything up, to split up the championship so that Roman Reigns can continue his massive title reign, for the Universal Championship. But you've also got the WWE storyline where, Cody can get his rematch against Seth Rollins, and it means something as well. Also, Roman Reigns has never beaten Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins has never beaten Cody Rhodes, which I think is 2 very, very cool statistics. that they could certainly play into. Although I think there would have to be some kind of shenanigans to happen for Seth Rollins to actually win the WWE Championship off of Roman Reigns. I don't think Seth Rollins would beat Roman Reigns clean. Especially since Seth Rollins is a heel, certainly. There's no order to this, if anyone's wondering. Like, there's no way to go, like, okay, well, this definitely has to be, you know, this shard then. No, it's pure random. You just pick the cards and, you know, you're just like, well, see if we can get a shard. Oh my goodness. And we've got 8 minutes until the next match, which means that we are not going to sit around and wait for that, and unfortunately we are out of ads as well. So there you go, with 3 days and 14 hours left, we are already into the heroic upgrade. So I think we are definitely going to get ourselves a heroic Drew McIntyre. Let's once again look at big old Drew. There he is, in all of his glorious glory, with his claymore. I can't remember the name of his claymore. I know that it's named after his mother, and I've completely forgotten what the name of the claymore is. I mean, if you gave me half an hour, I'd be able to remember, but on the spot, I have forgotten, unfortunately. So, that is going to be it for this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed, and if you do enjoy, please give us a like, share, and subscribe, and if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these videos go out, and I hope you're all looking forward to Clash at the Castle. I think it's going to be a very, very cool show, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.